I had two uncles that had served. One was a jet mechanic in the Navy, and the other one was in the Marine Corps. And they had both passed away when I was younger. So it was kind of just something that I always wanted to do. I was kind of in and out of wanting to join, didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. And then finally my son was born right before I turned 21. And I just knew that partying and being a mechanic was not what I wanted to do for my son. So I knew that he was going to need a better example, and I needed to figure out how to do that. And I knew the military was the way to go. So I joined. It was the first time in my life I felt like I belong here. This is what I'm meant to do. We were out on this reconnaissance mission, and we were just looking for a good place to hand out aid and attendance to the locals. And we were going about 45 miles an hour when all of a sudden the front truck, they just took this sharp right, and my driver didn't slow down at all. It was a divided road, had a big median. So when we hit it, I just remember shooting upwards and feeling my whole body like an accordion hit. And so it was kind of like this compression of my back and then this quick whipping of everything on the way back down. I don't remember anything else. I don't remember how long the mission was after that. I don't remember anything until all of a sudden we were back on base. And I looked at one of my other supervisors and I was like, hey, like, I'm kind of messed up. Like, I think I need to go see somebody. I had actually partially torn my rhomboid muscle, and I had also had a TBI. They found out that I had herniated discs, 3 in my neck and the lowest one in my spine, and had meningitis and Lyme's disease, and was basically cooking my brain and my head. Next thing I know, for the next 2 to 3 weeks, I had these crazy migraines, and I had never had headaches before. And I kept hearing the doctors talking at the base of my bed, almost as if I wasn't there, but they kept talking about how all they could do was make me comfortable. He's gonna die. And I didn't find out until, like a week or two later when I talked to my mom on the phone. They had actually reached out and contacted her and said, get ready to fly out to Germany and say goodbye to your son. I got back from the hospital was where I first really started noticing that, like, I had zero patience for anything. And just visibly, I would get so angry that, like, you couldn't talk to me. And it became so bad that I was just shutting people out of my life left and right. I was addicted to blocking everything off. It's like having a room in your house where whenever you find something you don't like, you just throw it in this room and close the door. You never look in there. But eventually you can't close the door and it just bursts open and stuff comes pouring out. You have no idea what's in there anymore. And you want this nice, clean, tidy house? Well, you have to take care of that mess. I ended up having this crazy breakdown one day. I finally decided that, like, hey, this isn't what I want to do. I met my current wife, and she herself is a veteran. And she started pushing me to go get things taken care of, get things looked at. And after that breakdown, it was like, okay, fill out the application. And from that very, very first phone call was like, I felt welcome. I almost expected that somebody was going to give me a speech, tell me what it's all about and all this other stuff. And phone call 1 was like, what do you need? What's your story? It was fully catered to what I needed as an individual. And I'd never felt that anywhere else. And that was from phone call 1. So that was huge. With boot campaign, yes, you have somebody you interview here and somebody you interview with there, and then you get assigned to a case manager. But each and every person has had your story, knows what's going on with you, and is ready to take you on with open arms. And eventually I learned that, yeah, I can pretty much just assume what type of people are involved in the organization, and anybody there is cool, and I can be open, I can be vulnerable, I can talk, and they're gonna listen. So I personally got a chance to go and get my brain looked at, along with a fully integrated team of people that looked at migraines and speech, like, why can't I find the right words? How do I talk to people? Why do I always sound super aggressive? Let's work on that. And let's work on, when you learned how to walk again, your body learned how to do it improperly. So you walk really well, but your body's doing it the wrong way and it's breaking down. Like, all of these things were all together. And that's really the beauty of the program, is it's completely holistic. Getting that opportunity to really have everything worked on all together is the only thing that I've actually seen progress with. And I wouldn't have gotten that anywhere else. I spent 14 years fighting my own demons and thinking that I could just build this wall around all of it. I was fine, I'm good. If you truly want to come back home and be a whole person again and be happy and move forward in your life, truly move forward in your life, not just convince yourself or trick yourself into thinking you're moving forward. Like, you have to open up. You have to reach out. You have to get help, because you don't know. You don't know all the tools and resources that are available, and you don't know all the tips and tricks to actually get through these things. I can control myself better. The spikes of anger and frustration aren't quite as bad, but how far that goes is how much I continue to use it. So I have Boot Campaign to thank for giving me those tools.